There's only 6 years until the Brisbane Olympic Games begins. So the big question is, should you sell out and cash out now, or should you hold on for another potential property boom and growth in property prices? I've been professionally buying in the buyer's agency Purpose Property in Queensland the last 5+ years. And we have managers and staff as boots on the ground across Queensland and Victoria. And what we're seeing at the moment is a massive market slowdown. Brisbane prices are going to start to drop in the next 6 to 12 months. Growth has slowed, and in my opinion, prices will even potentially pull back 2 to 5% for the remainder of this year and early into 2027. So for the right person, this could be a buying window, whereas for others, this could be a time to sell out, cash their chips out of Brisbane and buy elsewhere, like the Victorian market. So first of all, let's talk about historical price growth in the lead up to the Olympic Games. In Barcelona, in 1992, they saw a 36 property price rise in the decade in the lead up to the Olympic Games. In Sydney, they saw a 60% jump between 1993 and the 7 years leading up to the 2000 Games. So if you overlay Sydney's growth, you could see another 60% in Brisbane property prices between now and the 2032 Olympics. Now, is that still feasible? Because Brisbane has done over 100% growth in property prices in the last 5 years and now sits as the second most expensive capital city in all of Australia. And if we saw another 60% price jump, Brisbane would be comparable to Sydney property prices. So that's why you need to ask yourself, if you've got an investment in Brisbane, should you hold on to it or should you sell out now while there's a lull? Or if you're looking to buy in Queensland, is now the right time to buy? Given that there's not going to be much price growth in the next 1 to 2 years, should you hold out and wait until 2028 when that rise might start to happen again? Now, what do I forecast myself in terms of property price growth? Well, before I tell you my specific predictions over the next 6 years, let's look at what the government is doing. The state government in Queensland is spending massive billions of dollars in terms of developing the stadiums and the infrastructure. That not only includes Kelvin Grove, the massive stadium that they're building, it also includes the aquatic centres and upgrades to other local government areas. The Olympic Games in Queensland is not going to just be focused in Brisbane. It's spread out over Moreton Bay, the Sunshine Coast, Gold Coast, Logan, Ipswich, Redlands. It's an entire Southeast Queensland Games. And so yes, there's going to be greater suburbs in Brisbane like Kelvin Grove and inner city like Wollongabba, which are going to benefit a little bit further from the infrastructure and development in the city, but also the outer urban areas are getting some benefit from the Games as well. The other thing with massive urban renewal and infrastructure development is that there is a trade shortage at the moment. So there's over 19,000 predicted trade shortage in terms of headcount with the Olympic Games infrastructure being built as we speak. That means that given the infrastructure, these guys are being pulled off civil work in the property residential space. So there's less tradies involved in creating new housing in Queensland, meaning that we've got that chronic undersupply. When you look at the data as well on the ground, which we look at every single suburb across Southeast Queensland in our business at Purpose Property, there is a vacancy rate sitting around 1 to 1.5% in almost every single suburb in Queensland, in Southeast Queensland. And what that means is with a vacancy rate between 1 to 1.5 is we have demand on rental prices. Also, given the government budget changes, we're expecting $20 to $40 rental increases in the next 6 to 12 months for most residential houses in Queensland. Now, the federal government said it was going to be a $2 rental increase based off the back of the government changes and the budget changes. But the reality of what we're seeing on the ground is if there's not going to be price growth and the government's removing incentives for investors, the risk-adjusted return needs to change. Rents need to rise and property prices might fall a little bit until a new equilibrium is set. That's how a capitalistic society plays out. And so this is what I'm expecting in terms of property prices in the next 6 years. In 2026 and 2027, I expect Brisbane price growth to slow and even go negative or pull back in some locations. The maximum negative decrease in property prices I'm expecting is up to 10% in some suburbs. Most suburbs are probably going to experience a flatline effect where they don't grow and they don't stagnate over the next 6 to 18 months. Then I believe when the 2028 Olympics is announced in LA and the Games is completed in LA and the infrastructure has moved further along in Queensland, we'll start to see a run on price growth between 2028 and 2032. That could be growth between 6 to 15% depending on the year. Now, historically, over a 30-year period, Brisbane has grown around 7.5 to 8% depending on the data house that you look at. So even if you take a conservative 6% per year in the next 4 years, after a lull of 2 years, that's still great compounding growth on a leveraged asset base. Now, this is the big question. This is the big question of this video. Is it time to sell out and cash your chips in Brisbane and buy in Victoria and Melbourne, where I bought some more assets recently? Or is it time to hold over the next 5 to 6 years? And this could be your buying window in the next 12 months. It absolutely comes down to your circumstances. I've sold assets and bought assets. At the moment, especially with the developments I'm doing, I'm going to be selling the front houses and keeping the back houses. And so it's down to your personal circumstances. I have over $7 million of real estate in Queensland myself, and I've always been very, very transparent on the YouTube channel. You can go back and watch videos seeing me break down my entire multi-million-dollar portfolio. So I'm an open book when it comes to what I've done and where I've been, because I've documented this entire journey the last 6-7 years on YouTube. You can go back and watch me buy in Everton Park, which I then sold to develop our own house in Greenslopes in Brisbane. So I think if you've got use for the money and you've got, say, a lot of assets in Brisbane, maybe selling some of those now and holding the best quality assets makes sense. If you've got holdings in Victoria or in WA or in New South Wales and you want to get some exposure on the Olympic Games horizon, then buying in Queensland absolutely makes sense in the next 12 months while there's potentially a dampening in property prices, and you can ride the next wave of growth over the next 5 to 7 years. What we're seeing in the short term is there is a stagnation in the growth and the data, but we don't invest in property, and you shouldn't be investing in property for the next 6 to 12 to 18 months. When you make a property purchase decision, and I always do this myself, even if I sell in shorter than 7 years, I want to be making the decision based on a 7-year time horizon. I want to be buying the property with the view and the mindset that it's a mid to long-term investment decision. Now, there are some circumstances where you sell in 1, 2, 3 years. I'm going to be moving house and I'll sell an asset soon, and I'm going to be investing in commercial real estate, so I'm going to sell another asset. And so there are different reasons to sell and trade assets and move out in a shorter time frame. But I think it's important to come back to the why. Why are you investing in the property in the first place? And is this asset likely to take you where you want to go? I'm obviously very bullish on price growth in another cycle for Brisbane. I believe Brisbane has another cycle, or we wouldn't be buying in Queensland for clients. If I didn't think that there is value in the market at the moment in the next 5 to 7 years, I absolutely wouldn't be helping investors buy in Queensland. We'd be focusing on our Victorian market and our New South Wales market. And that's me as an investor. I'm very much an East Coast investor. Someone tried to rip me in the YouTube comments recently saying, oh, Luke's not a good buyer's agent because he didn't buy in Perth. But personally, I think WA is a little bit too volatile for me historically. I want to stick to the 3 major cities, Brisbane, Melbourne, Sydney. I've got holdings in Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria at this point in time. And so that's exactly how I think you need to look at your property journey. Work out whether Queensland looks like value in this next property cycle, knowing that it's done 100%, and it might do 40, 50, 60% in the next 7 to 10 years. But you need to make an educated and informed decision based on your personal circumstances. If you want to have a chat about buying in Queensland or buying in Victoria in the next 3 to 6 months, head over to purposeproperty.com.au to book in a free chat with myself. I'm the owner and director of Purpose Property. I've got a $10 million plus property portfolio myself. We've got 2 managers and boots on the ground staff across every single area that we buy. We help everyday Australians buy the right property for the right price in the right location, and it's all about bringing value and helping everyday people start and grow their property portfolio. If you want to see more videos on real estate renovating and financial freedom, this is the one YouTube wants you to watch next, so make sure you give that a click. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Is Brisbane due for another growth cycle in the next 5 to 7 years with the Olympic Games on the horizon? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.